I didn't want to let the day end without talking about the topic of the day. Okay. All right. So today we're going to be talking about toners for acne. We have been continuing this series. So we talked about cleansers for acne. We talked about treatments masks for acne. We talked about moisturizers for acne. We talked about serum for acne. And now we're going to be talking about toners for acne. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you guys like the breakdown of it in order because you want it to be in order, of course, but the videos are out of order, but you get it. So, whenever you're doing your skincare, cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, okay? And you would do your mask once or twice a week, okay? So let's jump into this. I have my notes here so that I can stay. Okay, okay. Are we gonna stay connected? I have my other phone. I'm just wondering if I should hop on my other phone instead of using this phone. But anyway, for acne, okay? What a toner does for acne now, or what a toner does in general. Now you guys know I am really big on you guys knowing what products do. The more knowledgeable you are, the more guidance you have when it comes to picking out the right products for you. Now, what a toner does acne is one, removes leftover residue. In general, that's what a toner does. A toner is going to be your second cleanser, and you will hear that a lot when it comes to toners and also essence. But I think essence is a little bit different from toners, but I think they're still like the same. But anyways, it's your second cleanser. It's what you're going to be using to clean off anything that you didn't get with cleansing. All right. Another thing is that toners help with the pH of the skin, or rebalancing the pH of the skin. And that is really important as well because you want the pH to stay pretty level throughout the skin. Therefore, your other products can work good. They can receive what you're putting on them. And the skin balanced, your skin looks a lot better. Okay. Um, a toner also is going to prep the skin for serums and treatments. All right. So you just want to really make sure that after cleansing, using a cleanser, using a toner, just really make sure that your canvas, your skin, before you put anything on it, is fully prepped. Okay. So that is what a toner does. That is the of a toner, all right? And that is why you want to have it in your routine. Now, there are so many different types of toners out there. I think you can use witch hazel, you can use, um, what's another, what's another one? Even Marcella water, right? Marcella water is kind of one. But I think that's more of a makeup remover. But witch hazel is a pretty, but there's other brands that have toners and all that. So there's so many different types of toners that you can use in your routine. But that is what a toner does. Okay. Any questions for me before we get in? Hello. Hi Abdul. How you guys? How are you doing? Okay. So now that we know what a toner is, and we're also the steps, the step in which toner is in the routine. So you have a cleanser, okay? After the cleanser is when you want to tone, always. Okay, so you want to use a cleanser and then you want to use a toner, all right? So let's jump into the next one. If you guys have any questions, you can always jump in and I will answer your questions for you, all right? If you also have any toners that you suggest, please leave them down in the comment section so that we can know what your favorite toners are, and we can have other product ideas too. Because some products I learned from y'all. Okay. Oh, um, another toner, ordinary glycolic acid. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how toners help with breakouts. Okay. Now we're going to be specifically zoning in on acne and breakouts. So What a toner does for breakouts is that it helps to calm inflammation. So we all know that, when it comes to, rose water is another one. See, they're coming to me as we're having this conversation, but rose water is another great toner. But the thing about acne is that you're going to be inflamed. You're going to have, pimples and redness. So you do want something that is going to calm that down. So toners are great for calming down inflammation, all right? It also is going to help to control excessive oil without stripping the skin, all right? Because of course, when it comes to acne, oily prone skin, you want to get as much oil as you can or that's healthy off of the skin without making you stripped, because as we talked about in the prior video, or yesterday's live, we talked about how overstripping the skin with acne can cause it to overproduce oil. So you want to be mindful of that, all right? And then of course it supports a healthy skin barrier. Now the last couple of lives that we have done and the things that I talked about, um, we talked about the skin barrier a lot, and I think it's really important. Even my client earlier today said this about the skin barrier. She was saying like less is more for the skin barrier, and I'm telling you guys, less is more for the skin barrier. Once you damage that skin barrier with too many actives and things of that sort, you got to pretty much go back to square A anyway. So it's like you got to be mindful of what you are using so that you protect the skin and that barrier, because once that barrier is compromised, oh, you see your skin go crazy. All right, so that is how a toner will help with breakouts. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about is good toner ingredients for acne. We're going to zone in on that. Do you guys have any questions so far? Any questions about toners? No? All right, we're gonna get into it. All right, so good toner ingredients for acne is niacinamide. You guys know how I feel about niacinamide. It is one of my favorite ingredients, along with glycolic, hyaluronic acid, green tea, which I haven't used in forever, and witch hazel, the alcohol-free version, of course, of witch hazel. Okay, so those are great ingredients, acne, and of course there are so many more. I always say do your research, find what ingredient works for you, because one may work for somebody else, it may not work for you, but there are so many options when it comes to for acne, ingredients for acne, and you have to give that time as well, because y'all be using products for 2 days and think that it's going to work, and then you upset because the results ain't giving you the results that you have to use skincare consistently to see if the results are going to show up for you, okay? And that's not a couple of days, all right? You need to at least give it a month, at least a month, 30 days, all right? So those are some good toner ingredients for acne. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? And then, of course, my Clear Skin Playbook. We're gonna do a little bit of a commercial break, and we're gonna talk about the Clear Skin Playbook, because it's one that I created. Okay, it is a guide that I created for you, especially those who have acne, and you guys just want something that has a quick snapshot that gets to the point of giving you the breakdown of what you need to do to deal with acne. Another thing that's really unique about this playbook is that I'm not just focusing on the products that you are using in your everyday skincare routine for morning and night. That's all good. I really dig deep into lifestyle, because we don't talk about lifestyle too much when it comes to acne. And it is a major impact on acne. And it could be the breaking point of you actually clearing your acne, okay? Yeah, that stressful job that you have, yeah, that's probably why your acne is flaring up every day. Yeah, your boss is giving you a new pimple every day, okay? So that is a part of acne. And not only that, it comes down to a point too where it may be where you need to go and see a doctor and talk about your hormones or get some blood work done. So the thing about this guide is like, yes, I give you a skin quiz, I give you a acne skin type quiz, I give you a morning, a night routine, I give you ingredients for acne and how to use them, but I also really zone in on the importance of your lifestyle. and how that impacts your skin. Okay, I will take a moment really quickly to leave the link for the Clear Skin Playbook in this live really quickly. So give me a, let me do this real quick. Let me turn down the volume too much. And the whole thing equals it's working, okay? Too much. And the whole thing equals it's working, okay? Because that's true either. If the fragrance is burning, I mean, sorry, if the toner is burning, it does not mean that it is working, all right? Those are some things you want to stay away or avoid when it comes to toners. Now, let's talk about how to use toners correctly. This is also very important. You want to make sure you are applying a toner after you cleanse. Like I said before, it is your second cleanser, okay? So you want to be applying toners after you cleanse the skin. You can use your hands. I prefer to use my hands because I feel like it's not as wasteful. Or you can use a cotton round to apply it to the face. I like to use my hands, okay? Because that means that at least it's on my hands. I can rub it into my hands and it's not completely wasteful. Now, when it comes to applying to the skin, you want to pat it into the skin, all right, using the cotton round or your hands. You don't want to rub it into the skin. You want to pat it, okay, into the skin. And then you, of course, want to follow up with your serums, your treatments, your moisturizers, and all that, okay? So you do want to follow that step of when it comes to skincare, all right? So that is how you are to correctly use toners, all right? Um, and so, yeah, that is all about toners that is in my notes. I'm going to open up the ground. I know now, so I'm gonna stay on for a few minutes to see if you guys have any questions about toners. If not, we'll probably end up ending this, depending on how this connection is going. If the connection goes out again, I'm more likely just gonna end the live so that we don't have to continue coming back. All right. But yeah, so we talked about um, the importance of toners in the skincare routine. We talked about how to use them. And toners can be used every day. I don't think I mentioned that, but toners can be used every day, twice a day. Okay, at least like witch hazel. I use witch hazel um, every day in my routine. Okay, so and it works for me. All right, I love me some witch hazel. All right. Of course, when you are applying toner, you want to either apply it to a cotton round or you can use it in your hands, like I use it in my hands, and you just pat it into the skin. I just feel like it's less wasteful. When you apply it to a cotton round, I feel like it's all soaked up in the cotton round, and then you throw the cotton round away. So it's kind of like a waste of your product, if you will. And then of course, you have the basic ingredients for um, toners as well. All right. Do you guys have any questions? I know it's kind of like a quick live tonight. It probably won't be too long. I have what is this, a mole? I feel like I discover like new moles on myself all the time. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, so no questions? All right, you guys. So yeah, so that is that is toners for acne. And we're gonna go ahead and I guess we're gonna end it here. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the live. I appreciate every which one of you guys. The Clear Skin playlist link is going to be in the comment section as well, so you guys can go get your hands on that. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment, subscribe, like this live, show your girls some love. And if you have any questions or comments or any video suggestions about skincare, acne, anything like that, let me know and we will definitely work on that. And so enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Don't forget your skincare, okay? Don't forget your skincare, and I will see you guys in another live.